Good morning, everyone. Myself Tejasri, working as guest lecturer in physics. Today, I am going to discuss about the topic finite potential well. So, in this finite potential well, when we observe this figure, we are considering a well, a particular finite well in its which has three regions: the first region, second region, and the third region. So the first region is inside the box, and the second and the third regions were outside the well of either side of the well. Right, we are considering the boundary conditions as minus a to plus a. And for this finite well, we are considering height v naught. So considering a particle of mass m moving inside a potential well, width of a finite height v naught as shown in figure. So for this first region, we consider the wave function as psi1, and for the second region, we consider the wave function as psi2, and for this third region, we consider the wave function as psi3. So in order to prove or otherwise to get the eigenvalues and eigenfunctions of this particular finite potential well, we are proving it by considering Schrodinger's time-dependent wave equation. So therefore, the wave equation for that particular region where v equal to 0 is given by d square psi by dx square plus 2m e by h cut square into psi equal to 0. Since we know that Schrodinger's time-dependent wave equation is d square psi by dx square plus 2m by h cut square of e minus v into psi equal to 0. Since we are considering that particular wave equation under v equal to 0, which means this v becomes 0, therefore we got this equation d square psi by dx square plus 2m e by h cut square into psi equal to 0. Therefore, since we are considering this 2m by h cut square as alpha square, which means alpha equal to square root of 2m e by h cut square, so we are substituting it d square psi by dx square plus alpha square psi equal to 0. So we are considering this as equation 1. So for this equation, the solution can be represented as psi 1 of x is equal to a cos alpha x plus b sin alpha x. We can consider this as equation 2. Therefore, now we can consider two cases, that is E less than V0 and E greater than V0. Here V0 is nothing but height of that particular finite well, and E is nothing but energy of the particular particle. So here E is the energy of the particle and V0 is the height. Therefore, if we consider certain particle and if its value is greater than V0, then it can come out, it can overtake the barrier and it can go to the other regions. Otherwise, it is inside the region of the particular region 1. So we have two cases. So for these two cases can be mathematically represented as v of x is equal to set of v0 under x less than minus a, 0 at minus a less than x less than a, and v0 at x greater than a. So now we are considering the first case, E less than V0. Therefore, the wave equation for that region 1 and 3. So as we shown in figure, now we are writing or considering the wave equation for that region 1 and 3. So this is nothing but Schrodinger's wave equation, d square psi by dx square plus 2m by h cut square of E minus V0 into psi equal to 0. Since we considered the case E greater than V0, which means E value is, which means that energy of that particular particle is greater than V0. Therefore, V0 value is less. So therefore, since E is greater than, so V0 is less. Therefore, we are interchanging the terms, that is d square psi by dx square minus 2m by h cut square of V0 minus E into psi equal to 0. So, since we are considering this beta as we are considering this 2m by h cut square of v naught minus e as beta square. Therefore, d square psi by dx square minus beta square psi equal to 0. We consider this as equation 3. So for this above equation, the solution can be written as psi of x is equal to c into e power beta x plus d into e power minus beta x. So we are considering two variables c and d. Since psi must have finite values at the boundaries, substitute the boundary condition x tends to infinity in the region x less than minus a. Since we know that the wave function has certain properties, which is that wave function psi has finite values at the boundaries. Therefore, we are considering the certain boundary condition, that is x tends to infinity as x less than minus a. So for this, under this boundary condition, the solution becomes psi 2 of x is equal to c into e power beta x, since x less than minus a. So this comes under the region 2. This comes under the region 2. Therefore, we are considering it as psi 2. Since region 2, the wave function we are considering as psi 2, and for this region 2, we are under this boundary condition we are considering the, which means the solution will be looks like this, which means psi 2 of x is equal to c into e power beta x, which means t becomes 0. Now considering other boundary condition, that is x tends to infinity in the region x greater than a. Since x greater than a comes under the region 3, therefore the solution becomes psi of x is equal to d into e power minus beta x, which means c becomes 0. Now the solution for all these three regions can be written as, which means of region 1, region 2 and region 3. By using Schrodinger's time dependent equation, we have derived certain solutions, and these three regions, its solutions are psi 1 of x of that particular one. Region 1 is psi 1 of x is equal to a cos alpha x plus b sin alpha x. Region 2, psi 2 of x is equal to c into e power beta x, and region 3, psi 3 of x is equal to d into e power minus beta x. So therefore, we can represent these three equations, which means as ordered, this equation becomes 7, this becomes 8 and this becomes 9. So this becomes equation 6, this becomes equation 5 and this becomes equation 4. I hope third equation, fourth equation, fifth equation, 6, 7, 8, 9. So these were the particular conditions. Now we are considering, since we know that psi and its derivative d psi by dx must be continuous at the boundary condition, since it is the one of the property of the wave function. Therefore, we are considering x equal to a, then equation 7 and 9. Therefore, this 7 and this equation 9, we are considering first and third region at x equal to a, then equation can be represented as psi 1 at x equal to a equal to psi 3 at x equal to a. Since we are representing the wave function psi d psi by dx, we are representing these two equations. Now considering x equal to a, for this psi can be represented as psi 1 of at x equal to a equal to psi 3 at x equal to a, which means we already know that from the three region solutions psi 1. So psi 1 of x, this value equation 7 is a cos alpha x plus b sin alpha x. But here we are at x equal to a condition, we are substituting x place a, which means a cos alpha a plus b sin alpha a equal to psi 3 at x equal to a. Since the psi 3 value is d into e power minus beta x, therefore d into e power minus beta a. So next, its derivative d psi by dx. Now we are representing the same as d psi by dx. So therefore, d psi 1 by dx at x equal to a equal to d psi 3 by dx at x equal to a. So for this equation, since this psi1 value we are derivating d psi1 by dx, which means we are differentiating and we are substituting x equal to a. Therefore it can be written as minus a cos alpha a into alpha plus b sin alpha a into alpha equal to minus d beta e power minus beta a. Since d by dx of cos x minus sin x and d by dx of sin x is cos x. Now same these two equations we are substituting with x equal to minus a. So first we are considering this save psi form. So therefore psi1 at x equal to minus a equal to psi2 at x equal to minus a. Therefore a cos alpha a minus b sin alpha a equal to c into e power minus beta a. Therefore this equation becomes 10, this becomes 11, this equation becomes 12. Since we have completed this psi, now d psi by dx. So d psi1 by dx at x equal to minus a equal to d psi2 by dx at x equal to minus a. So for this solution form can be written as, which means we are substituting the values, and since d by dx of psi1 we should differentiate that psi1 value, which means minus a sin alpha a into alpha minus b cos alpha a into alpha equal to minus c beta e power minus beta a. Since we all have minus terms, so we are considering everything as positive and we are rewriting the equation, that is a sin alpha a into alpha plus b cos alpha a into alpha equal to c beta e power minus beta a. Now we are subtract, which means add and subtract equation 10 and 11. Since this is 12th equation, this becomes equation 13. So now we are doing, first we are considering add and subtract, which equation 10 and equation 11. So this first equation is addition of 10 and 11 and this equation is subtraction of 10 and 11. Therefore to the small correction, this is not 10 but 12. So 10 and 12th equation. So therefore 10th equation So this 10th equation and this 12th equation we are adding and again and writing the note down the equation and then subtracting and writing down the equation. So when 10 and 11 equation were added, which means a cos alpha a cos alpha a, 2a cos alpha a and b sin alpha a minus b sin alpha a gets cancelled, c plus d into e power minus beta a. So that is what here written. It is 2a cos alpha is equal to c plus d into e power minus beta a. Similarly, if we subtract 10 and 12th equation, we get 2b sin alpha a equal to d minus c e power minus beta a. So we are adding and subtracting this equation 10 and 12. So therefore equation 13, now this becomes equation 14 and this becomes equation 15. Now again add and subtract equation 11 and 13. Since here we are done equation 10 and 11, we have first added this equation 10 and 12. Now this equation 11 and 13. So add and subtract equation 11 and 13 we get. So therefore if we first do addition of this 11 and 13, we get this equation, that is 2b alpha cos alpha a equal to c minus d beta e power minus beta a, 2a alpha sin alpha a equal to c plus d beta e power minus beta a. So since we got 15 equation, now we just note down this as 16th equation and this as 17th equation. So therefore 17 by 14th equation. Now the differentiation part is, so this 17th equation we are dividing with this 15th equation. So we get alpha tan alpha a equal to beta, and if we divide this 16th equation with this 15th equation, we get alpha cot alpha a equal to minus beta, which means since 17th 2a alpha sin alpha a and 14th 2a cos alpha a. So which means two a alpha sin alpha a by 2a cos alpha a, 2a cos alpha a, which becomes 2a gets cancelled, alpha sin by cos becomes tan alpha a. So this is what tan alpha a equal to beta. Similarly, if we done for 16 divided by 15th equation, we get alpha cot alpha a equal to minus beta. I hope everyone is getting the point. So therefore we consider this equation as 18th equation and this as 19th equation. So the solution of the above equations can be represented graphically. Therefore these two solutions, finally we have got these two solutions and we can represent these two equations graphically. So for that representation of graphically, we are considering phi as alpha a and eta equal to beta a. So if we multiply this equation with a and this equation with a, which means we get alpha a tan alpha a equal to beta a, alpha a cot alpha a equal to minus beta a. We are multiplying both sides with a. So if we consider this phi as alpha a and eta as beta b, so for this equation we can write alpha a phi alpha a, phi beta a as eta. So this also phi eta. So those were written equation from 18 and 19 we are representing as phi tan phi equal to eta, phi tan phi equal to minus eta. Since we got 19th equation, we are considering this as 20 and we are considering this as 21 equation. So now we finally can represent graphically those solutions. We have get two equations, that is phi tan phi equal to eta and phi tan phi equal to, which means this is not tan, small correction. So this equation becomes phi cot phi equal to minus eta. So this is not tan, it's mistake. Phi cot phi equal to minus eta. Therefore equation 20 and equation 21 we are representing graphically. So here these two equations, they are equating to the circle equation, that is x square plus y square equal to a square. Since we are finding one dimensional finite potential well, since we all made this derivation for one dimensional, so we are considering the one dimensional equation, that is x square plus y square equal to a square. So if we re-represent it, phi square plus eta square is equal to a square into alpha square plus beta square. Since we have considered alpha square and beta square values in the previous equations, therefore alpha square value is 2m by h cut square and beta square value is 2m by h cut square of v naught minus c. So therefore we get a square of 2m v naught by h cut square. Since e gets cancelled, we get 2m v naught by h cut square. So we are considering this whole equation as r square. So finally we are representing phi square plus eta square is equal to r square, which is nothing but circle of equation under a plane phi comma eta with radius square root of 2m a square v naught by h cut square. So we are representing this as in graphical form. So we are considering one axis as phi equal to alpha a and other as eta equal to beta a. So in this axis we are plotted with phi by 2, phi, 3 phi by 2 and so on. So if we draw these values, so here we get phi tan phi equal to eta, phi cot phi equal to minus eta, and phi tan phi equal to eta. So these were continuous. So to get the solution, we are representing these curves by the variation of phi tan phi with eta as plotted as continuous waves, which means this phi tan phi equal to eta we are representing is as continuous waves, and this cot phi with eta we are representing it as dotted lines form. So for the continuous curves, that is phi tan phi and against eta along the circle of radius, that is square root of 2m v naught square a by h square for different vi of v naught a square values. So as this phi and eta can take the values of intersection in two curves, which means these were the intersection. Since we get this intersection of these two curves, the first coordinate gives the energy levels of n equal to 1, 3, 5 and so on. We get those energy levels. So therefore, the nuclear energy levels predicted by the model agree closely with the ones given by the gamma ray spectra of the nuclei. So we have solved the time dependent Schrodinger equation for an energy E greater than V naught. So we consider the case as E less than V naught. So to consider the second case, that is, since we considered two cases, we considered two cases, that is E less than V naught, E greater than V naught. So have proved E less than V naught. So in order to prove this E greater than V naught, so the solutions will, under this particular condition, the solutions will be oscillatory both inside and outside the well. Thus the solution is never square integrable, as it is always a non-normalizable state. So this is about finite potential well. Thank you.